speaking of what, arriving here in New York City.
Hello guys, welcome back to my run Lost Epoch.
Riddled with migrant crime. So is he
We're set to start to chapter 2 here.
That is happening here. We're sitting down with Jerry Baker about that.
Plus, a New York City murder suspect nabbed in Arizona, while the prosecutor there is refusing to send that suspect back to New York. Next.
Hey, you seeing this?
Wait, where's the dish?
There ain't one. You're telling me you can get direct TV, the good stuff, and you don't need a satellite dish? Oh, I used to love doing my business on those things. You're one sick pigeon. Them dishes kept the rain off our beaks. We just have different priorities. Satellite-free direct TV. I thought I'd see the day. Our lifespans are quite short.
Stream direct TV without a satellite dish.
I'm gonna do this thing with my neck just for a bit.
With thyroid eye disease, I hid from the camera, and I wanted to hide from the world. For years, I thought my TED was beyond help. But then, I asked my doctor about Tepezza.
Tepezza is the only medicine that treats TED at the source, not just the symptoms. In a clinical study, more than 8 out of 10 patients taking Tepezza had less eye bulging. Tepezza is an infusion and may cause infusion reactions. Tell your doctor right away if you experience high blood pressure, fast heartbeat, shortness of breath, or muscle pain. Before treatment, tell your doctor if you have diabetes, IBD, or are pregnant or planning to become pregnant. Tepezza may raise blood sugar and may worsen IBD. Tepezza may cause severe hearing problems, which may be permanent.
Now, I'm ready to be seen again.
Visit mytepezza.com to find a TED eye specialist and to see Bridget's before and after photos.
Do you have a life insurance policy you no longer need? Now you can sell your policy, even a term policy, for immediate cash payment.
We thought we had planned carefully for our retirement.
But we quickly realized we needed a way to supplement our income.
If you have $100,000 or more of life insurance, you may qualify to sell your policy. Don't cancel or let your policy lapse without finding out what it's worth. Visit CoventryDirect.com to find out if your policy qualifies. Or call 1-800-515-4100. Coventry Direct, redefining insurance.
Tonight, the White House has a massive problem with Joe Biden.
Trump's all-star lineup stands off on the president's disastrous policies of the next candidate.
Hey.
Hi, can I take your order? Hello?
Oh, hey. Wait, what was the question?
Let me guess. One driving high combo, extra baked?
No. Could I get a burger with a side of fries?
Think you're a better driver when you're high? Think again. Smoking weed affects reaction time and concentration. A message from Matt Canada.
You still owe a balance on this semester. I can give you 2 weeks.
What's that about?
The woman didn't get a job, cheap place to live.
Based on incredible true story.
They said there was a job included. There's a question that IBD coaches never get.
From director George Clooney.
9 seconds under the course record. What a big deal this year.
Olympic kid. I didn't realize. The dogs. Boys, that boat. Sorry, guy.
Well, lay it down, coach. We'll make history.
Show them what I already know. The boys in the boat. G13.
Alcoholics Anonymous. We're here to help. For more information, visit AA.org and download the meeting guide.
All right, newly released body cam video showing the moment Arizona authorities arrest the man accused of murdering a mom at a hotel in New York City. Now, 2 attorneys are in a standoff over where he will be held. Brian has that story for us. Brian, this suspect's also facing charges in Arizona.
Sandra, that's exactly right. Rod Al-Mansuri faces 7 charges in Arizona, including 2 attempted first-degree murder charges for stabbing 2 women nearly to death. The 26-year-old fled to Arizona after police say he murdered a mom in a New York City hotel room earlier this month in a separate attack. New police body camera video captures Al-Mansuri's arrest in a parking garage in Scottsdale, Arizona. Al-Mansuri is accused of stabbing a woman during a carjacking in Phoenix last week, and then the very next day, climbing under the door of a bathroom stall in a McDonald's, pointing a gun at a female worker and stabbing her. The New York Police Department, which called Alvin Surrey a, quote, maniac, says that while in custody for those stabbings, he told Arizona police that they should Google the Soho 54 Hotel. This is where the NYPD discovered the body of 38-year-old Denise Elias Arancibia. Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg wants Alvin Surrey to be extradited to face homicide charges here. Maricopa County Attorney Rachel Mitchell says, no way.
Oops.
The treatment of violent criminals in the New York area. I think it's safer to keep them here and keep them in custody.
I don't know what's in her head, but what's in her head is not the data on the fact. The Maricopa County Attorney's Office tells me they will prosecute Alvin Surrey first, and after his trial, they will extradite him to New York City to face charges. Alvin Surrey will appear before a judge today at 3:30 p.m. Eastern. Arizona prosecutors will present evidence arguing why he should continue to be held without bail. Sandra, Alvin Surrey was previously arrested in Florida, but was out on bail in September.
Turning in on that for us. Brian, thank you. Brett?
Well, Sandra, a Pentagon briefing ahead after a
Oh shit.
Middle East, as you look live in the Pentagon briefing room. U.S. and coalition forces launched fresh strikes against Iranian-backed Houthi rebels, those targets inside Yemen.
Plus, President Biden set to make just his second visit to the southern border. Alexis McAdams ahead and Washington going later this week, and what we can expect once he gets there.
Life, diabetes, there's no slowing down. Each day is a unique blend of people to see and things to do. That's why you choose Lucerne to help manage blood sugar response and keep you designed with carbs steady. Lucerne, bring on the day. So, what'd you get?
2 Nashville hot tenders and 3 Mandarin orange tenders.
Nice. Got you
3 classic tenders.
4 butterfly shrimp. So, baby, I win.
It's like somebody needs a new hand. Thanks for sharing.
I'm not the buffet, guys.
You need new replacement windows, but you're just not sure if they're in the budget this year, right? I'm Brian Garrett here with Ted Coons from Renewal by Anderson, and he's here to talk about how to make window replacement more affordable.
Welcome, Brian and Doug. Your lawn could just replace your worst windows first. Or another way to make them affordable is to change the style of them. For example, you could do a sliding window instead of a casement. We have a lot of ways to make window projects really affordable.
Compared to other window companies, you have a completely different business.
Yeah, with other companies, there's just too many people involved in the process. There's the manufacturer, the seller, and then the installer, and then the customer. And if you call with a problem, that's when they say, oh, well, we're the manufacturer. You have to call the installer for that problem, or vice versa. We're the full-service replacement window. With us, there's no passing the call. At Renewal by Anderson, we sell, build, install, and warrant our windows and patio doors. So if there's ever an issue, we take full responsibility for it.
Why don't you sell vinyl windows?
It doesn't matter if it's a $200 window or a $1,200 window. A lot of vinyl windows just don't last. For energy efficiency and beauty, there's a much better option. Our Windows Fibrous composite material is available in 9 designer colors, and it's much more durable than vinyl. Fibrous is low maintenance like vinyl, but stronger than vinyl. And it's beautiful like wood, but doesn't require the upkeep of wood.
This month only, save 20% on windows, save 20% on patio doors, and save 20% on entry doors. Plus, take $150 off your entire purchase with 0 money down, 0 monthly payments, and 0 interest for 1 year. This offer ends February 29th. For a free appointment with Renewal by Anderson, call 1-800-704-4200. That's 1-800-704-4200. Explore the mighty Mississippi River with American Cruise Lines. Known for its southern hospitality, historical battlefields, and exclusive regionally-inspired cuisine, the Mississippi River beckons exploration. Board the newest fleet of modern riverboats in America. Experience award-winning shore excursions, including New Orleans, Memphis, and Nashville. In your spacious stateroom, magnificent views await you. Climb the balcony, while our gracious keyboard staff ensures that your voyage will be
today with the leader in U.S. cruising. Visit AmericanCruiseLines.com or call for a free cruise guide. Small ship cruising. Done perfectly.
Welcome to Deal or No Deal Island. For adventure, anyone afraid of heights? Or risks? Don't worry, they're fine. That hard. Same question. Deal or no deal?
Deal or no deal island. Check your local listings.
Keep lost refuge.
This is a Tempur-Pedic mattress,
Right off
and
the
it's
board.
designed to help
Do
the
not
aches and
succumb
pains
to this
of
spell.
the past by
I
relieving
trust
pressure
you.
points and supporting your
You
body
are
any
my
way you
people.
know a mattress can. For a
Which is
limited
why
time, save
I
up to
must
$500
go.
on select Tempur-Pedic adjustable mattress
May
sets.
Eterra protect you.
All right, a live look at New York City. Screen left outside the Roosevelt Hotel, a processing center for migrants here. And screen right, our southern border. Drone footage as President Biden arrives to Big Apple for a campaign event here. This is happening now. He is en route to Midtown Manhattan. This is the iconic Roosevelt Hotel. It's been used for a migrant center for quite some time now. About 70,000 migrants have been processed there from the southern border. And Eagle Pass, Texas, screen right. Former Brett, obviously, we're showing this as the president's arriving here in New York City ahead of his border visit later this week. But we're highlighting, obviously, the live shots at the border as New York City is an example of a city just inundated to the max with migrants that are coming from there every single day.
Yeah, Senator, it's amazing the numbers if you look at them. Meantime, former President Trump will be there on the border in Eagle Pass, Texas on Thursday, while President Biden will be in Brownsville, Texas, just his second trip to the border as president.
All right, I'm Sandra Smith in New York City, and this is America Reports. And Brett, great to have you today.
Thanks, good to be here. I'm Brett Baer in Washington, in for John Roberts. The president will be just blocks from the Roosevelt Hotel today, but will he see the migrant crisis firsthand in New York? Outrage, as we've been talking about, is growing after police charged an illegal immigrant with killing 22-year-old Laken Riley down in Georgia. The suspect had been arrested once before in New York.
Having committed a crime when you come into the country illegally, that is a red flag. While nobody was notified or something was not done about that, and this individual was allowed to then somehow get to the state of Georgia and commit this murder, it's just outrageous. I mean, people are so frustrated.
Fox Team coverage now starts. Jerry Baker of the President's Swing through the Big Apple today. Nate Ford with an update on migrant gangs stoking fear in the city. But first to Alexis McAdams live in Eagle Pass, Texas. Good afternoon, Alexis.
Brett, good afternoon. Well, that horrible case in Georgia really all started here at our nation's southern border. Fox News can now confirm that migrant is facing murder charges in that case. The 22-year-old student was arrested in the Big Apple just last year, busted on child endangerment charges. But listen to this, Brett. Before ICE could even put a retainer out on him, he was back out on the streets. Take a look here. This is the mugshot of that suspect that we've been talking about, trying to figure out more in specifics about how he crossed into the United States. Sources telling us that Jose Antonio Ibarra did cross into the United States illegally through El Paso, Texas, back in September of 2022. The 26-year-old then was released into the United States on parole. That just means you get a court date, you're left free, you're told to come back in a few months or even a few years because these courts are so backed up. So it's not just here at the southern border. We can tell you out here live, it's across the country. Every state now saying they are becoming a border state and dealing with a lot of those issues here as things rage on. And now the migrant facing murder charges, accused of killing that University of Georgia student. She was just out on a run but never came home. Law enforcement across the country remains on high alert, saying they're not sure who's coming in. Watch.
We don't know who's coming in. It is a concern. And where do they go? Once they cross the border, they're in, and they're given a court date. It could be 6 years out, 7 years out. They're not going to show up for their court date.
Again, over the weekend, migrants crossing in Eagle Pass, Texas. You can see there 2 women swimming right across the Rio Grande. A large group of men, women, and kids showed up in Maverick County. That's just a short drive away for where I am right now and where President Trump will be here in just a matter of days. They were processed by Border Patrol. Back under live, I want to take another live look at the drone from our drone team here in the Rio Grande. Brett, you can see it all along this area. There's razor wire fencing, the Texas National Guard. That was all put in place by the Texas Governor Greg Abbott, who says he's doing everything he can to secure the border, waiting on the President of the United States, Joe Biden, to do the same. This all comes as that migrant remains behind bars, accused of murder. Brett.
Alexis McAdams along the border. Alexis, thanks. Another brutal attack in Times Square following a string of incidents involving migrants. A group of 23 people ganged up on a 17-year-old migrant before stabbing him. The New York Post is reporting that some of the attackers were also migrants. Nate Foy is in Times Square in New York City with more on this. Nate, some of the accused attackers appeared in court today. What happened there?
Well, Brett, we learned that one of the accused attackers is from Venezuela and arrived in the United States just 6 months ago. 3 16-year-olds allegedly involved in the attack appeared in court today. 2 of them are still in custody, but one of them has been released after his mother and stepfather posted a $25,000 bail. Take a look at this video showing the moment that they left the courtroom. Now, this came with some conditions, including that 16-year-old Moises Jimenez agreed not to make any gang-related posts on social media. The state said in court today they believe this attack is gang-related. The 17-year-old victim suffered a collapsed lung after getting stabbed. The teen accused of holding the knife also appeared in court today. He's still in custody, along with another teen who showed up to court today with a black eye. The NYPD is still searching for 16 suspects who haven't been arrested. And some of them, Brett, you see here wearing face masks on surveillance video. Also in court today is a 15-year-old Venezuelan migrant charged with the attempted murder of a police officer. Police say he shot a Brazilian tourist while shoplifting, then shot twice at an officer, but thankfully missed. Retired NYPD Commissioner Ray Kelly says the city cannot safely handle the migrant surge.
If you take 150,000 migrants and shoot for all of them on top of the Mississippi Act, it's a tremendous strain on the government. And we all feel the pressure of what's happening here.
Brett, tomorrow marks 1 month since a group of migrants attacked 2 NYPD officers here in Times Square. So that makes 3 violent attacks in the Times Square area involving migrants in just the past month. And just a couple streets over is the Roosevelt Hotel that you mentioned, which is the main intake center for migrants in the city. We'll send it back to you, Brett.
Nate Foy in Times Square. Thanks.
All right, let's bring Jerry Baker now, Fox News contributor and Wall Street Journal editor at large. Jerry, great to have you here. I mean, we go back to what we learned when we were in the crowd in South Carolina on Saturday night. It was about immigration again. People don't like what they see happening to this country right now.
You know, I think we're at an inflection point actually right now, Sandra. I think, we've seen this issue become so salient and so important for people, and it is incidents like the incident we saw a few weeks ago that Floyd just referenced in New York. This terrible, terrible incident, the murder of Lake Riley. This is really bringing home to people, in human terms, the scale of the crisis that we've seen. We've talked about in terms of numbers, millions and millions of people coming across the border. We've seen some of those pictures. We are now starting to see some of the human costs of that. And yeah, I think we are at a critical turning point here because, you mentioned Fox News voter analysis of voters in South Carolina, New Hampshire, Iowa too, has shown that immigration is now the primary issue. There's a new Harvard-Harris poll out today. They poll every month. And for the first time, immigration is the top issue. And according to Mark Penn, who runs that poll, a Democratic consultant, that is the first time in decades that a non-economic issue has been at the top of voter concerns. I think this is the defining issue. We like to talk, the media talks about Biden's age, rightly, understandably, about Donald Trump's legal problems, rightly, understandably. Voters, I think, are going to be increasingly focused on this issue of immigration. When they see incidents like this, when they see the crisis that we have, it's going to be a very, very important.
Well, and as so many have now been pointing out, you can really sort of lump the two together. People don't like what they've seen as far as their big box stores having to close because they're dealing with theft. Small business owners dealing with the same. The migrant crisis has come to communities everywhere in this country. This is Crane Trump here, the president's press secretary, on Air Force One, gathering on the upcoming border visit, the visit from the president to the southern border later this week. That's what she said.
We will discuss the urgent need to pass the Senate bipartisan border security agreement, the toughened and fair set of reforms to secure the border in decades. We will reiterate his calls for congressional Republicans to stop blame politics and to provide the funding needed for additional U.S. Border Patrol agents, more asylum officers, fentanyl detection technology, and more.
All right. Well, and also, by the way, he's planning on going to the Rio Grande sector, which Bill Nugent's reporting that's been rather quiet compared to most of the other hotspots that we've been reporting from lately. And now the president's in New York, and he's going to sit down with late-night host Seth Meyers. This has been a president that's been reluctant to do these interviews. We can put it up on the screen. You compare President Trump, President Obama, and the number of interviews that they had done through this date, through February 26th of their 4th year in office. And Biden is far behind. But Seth Meyers, is that going to be a hard-hitting interview?
Doing an interview with Seth Meyers, no disrespect to the man, is not exactly making up for, say, for example, doing an interview with Brett Baer. We saw Brett, with how many times Brett has interviewed presidents and done it properly. This is going to be yet another public relations opportunity, yet another opportunity, yet another love-in between the entertainment crowd, the media crowd, and the favored Democratic president. It's not going to be a serious challenge. And I think, again, that's another part of Biden's problem here. He won't submit himself to serious challenge. And it is interesting, Sandra, as you say, he's in New York. This immigration problem, which I'm sure he will not be tackled on by Seth Meyers or indeed by any of these entertainment types. It's hitting home in New York, again, and we've seen this. And again, I think this is why this is becoming such an issue. We've seen these crime issues. We've seen the overcrowding. We talked about the migrant center, the Roosevelt Hotel here, and many other locations too. The strain on public resources in these cities, including these big Democratic cities, is becoming so much that even Democrats are starting to say, Mr. President, you've got to do something about it. Blaming the Republicans is just not going to do it, Sandra.
Really
He's been president for 3 years and he's done nothing about it.
Lastly, Axios is reporting that Biden's using these cheat sheets at fundraisers, and it is worrying donors. Jerry, he's been using note cards in these closed-door fundraisers, apparently, calling on pre-screened donors and consulting with notes to provide detailed answers. This is according to people familiar with his routine. The president's 81. He claims he feels younger, but when you see this, I wonder what you think, Jerry. Axios is reporting that these staged Q&A sessions have left some donors wondering whether the president can withstand the rigors of a presidential campaign, let alone potential debates with former President Trump, 77 years old.
Yeah, let me just check. I don't think I brought my cheat sheet with me. Like I said, I can't answer that question. No, look, this is, by the way, these are not challenging interviews. These are not challenging events where he's going to be grilled again by a serious journalist or even by a member of the public. These are friendly gatherings where everybody's paying money to be with him. They are supporting him in the first place. They want the best for him. They're not going to be giving him a hard time. And even in those circumstances, as you're right, that reporting says he seems to rely on these cheat sheets, these notes. We've seen him. We've seen him so many times stumble. We've seen him so many times fail to, misidentify world leaders. Long, terrible pauses.
By the way, there's a live shot, Marine One coming in now.
But if he's having to resort to those kind of props when he's speaking to his friends and donors, then he has a real problem being able to recall most of what he's required to do.
Well, I guess the Biden campaign has responded and said that the no cards are partly the result of a detail-oriented staff that wants to ensure that these fundraisers are successful. But if the point is that he needs them to be, I guess that's the reporting on that. So here comes the president. I'm sure he's going to clog up the streets of New York City, is my guess right now in the next few hours.
I was just looking at that with a bit of a sigh, actually, as someone who lives too far away from there. This is going to be another year. But he will look at it. This is what he does. He comes here. He does these events with raises a lot of money here. That's where obviously where a lot of money is. But I know Democratic donors, Sandra, and I've spoken to many who are very concerned about it. They really don't think he has the capability to not only just not to do the job right now, to run right now, but to be president in 4.5 years' time. Yep. They just don't see it.
All right, Jerry Baker, thank you. And Brett, as the president arrives, you will then head on to Wall Street.
Yeah, I didn't even pay Jerry for that.
I know.
I didn't let nobody exchange hands. We do, by the way, have standing interview requests for President Biden and many shows do. But we renew them every couple weeks, and it really has fallen on deaf ears over there as of yet. We'll see if that changes. As you look live at Marine One landing, the president spending the afternoon, we likely won't see any of this, Sandra, but other than the movement to get to these events.
Indeed. And if at any point he stops to talk to the press, we will certainly bring our viewers to those moments. We haven't seen one yet since the president has departed for New York City.
They're taking a look at the Beast, the limo outside of Marine One there, that he'll get in. We will also hear from the Pentagon this hour after the U.S. carried out a new round of strikes on Houthi targets in Yemen.
All right, we're watching for that. Plus, former President Trump's legal team claiming that new cell phone data could dispute claims Bonnie Willis made about the timeline of her relationship with Nathan Wade. Jonathan Turley will explain what's at stake next.
Cell site information proves that a person was in a rough vicinity at a particular time and can tell you whether the person was moving or stationary. It sounds like it's consistent with two people who were having a relationship.
I've got to go get these.
You will get to dream about it for years. We will here to help you book its needs.
If you struggle with CPAP, you should check out Inspire. No mask, no hose, just sleep. Inspire. Learn more and view important safety information at inspiresleep.com.
There's nothing better than Subway Series footlong, except when you add on an all-new footlong sidekick. We're talking a $2 footlong churro, $3 footlong pretzel, and a $5 footlong cookie. Every footlong deserves a perfect sidekick. Order one with your favorite Subway Series sub today.
Maggie, I've been training for a race that I have. It's the longest endurance race that I've done in my life. I've started taking balance with nature. It's really important to take care of our health just so we can really be the best that we can be. I have a very strict diet, and balance in nature definitely helps me do that.
Go to balanceofnature.com and get 35% off plus $10 off any additional sets as a preferred customer by using discount code Fox News.
Sometimes the lows of bipolar depression feel darkest before dawn. With Caplyta, there's a chance to let in the light. Caplyta is proven to deliver significant relief across bipolar depression. Unlike some medicines that only treat bipolar 1, Caplyta treats both bipolar 1 and 2 depression. And in clinical trials, movement disorders and weight gain were not common.
Call your doctor about sudden mood changes, behaviors, or suicidal thoughts. Antidepressants may increase these risks in young adults. Elderly dementia patients have increased risk of death or stroke. Report fever, confusion, stiff, or uncontrollable muscle movements, which may be life-threatening or permanent. These aren't all the serious side effects.
Caplyta can help you let in the light. Ask your doctor about Caplyta. Find savings and support at caplyta.com.
So you're telling me this bouncer pass gets us into the Creation Museum too? Yep, how cool is that? What are we waiting for? Let's go! Oh, isn't that a mastodon? I think so! This is gonna be awesome!
Tonight, the White House has a massive problem with Joe Biden.
Trump's all-star lineup sends off on the president's disastrous policies on the next candidate.
Repeat after me. We'll never steal from the weak or vulnerable again. It's gonna be a fire.
Okay, thanks.
He's a beekeeper. A special program outside the chain of command.
The system is corrupt. It corrected. Stolen millions from people who work hard all their lives.
We have laws for these things!
Until they fail, then you have me. The Beekeeper, rated R.
I cannot do that.
Sarah, you got this. Okay? What they lost.
Not really. Not where it counts.
I cannot do that.
There's a lot of loneliness and isolation in particular. This was identified children with reading. Pause for Story program allows you to work with our dog by reading stories to them. The hands-on interaction with our therapy dogs that can make a very big difference with the day-to-day mental health. Thank you for your support of the
You may find a treasure map.
It allows our therapy dog program to visit seniors.
Don't go getting yourself killed.
Former President Trump's lawyers are trying to poke holes in Fulton County District Attorney
Okay,
Trent
good.
Willis's testimony about no
Let's
relationship
stop here for today, boys, and we'll see you next time.
submitting cell phone location data that raised questions about the timing of when their romance started. The filing claims Wade visited Willis's home about 35 times in